everybody. Hello, hello. Uh, hi. Let me move this a little bit. Ah. Okay, hi everybody. How you doing? Thanks for waiting for me. And oh my goodness, the chat is like, wow, I haven't seen it like this before. Ah, how's everybody doing? Hi. Ah. Man, it was a little crazy. I cannot blame technical difficulty. I'm not a liar. I'm still playing around here trying to get this thing right. Oh goodness. Oh, okay. Let me get this right. Okay, there you are. How's everybody? I hope my stream's in. Now, here's what happens normally. Normally, my stream would be great, and then after 5 minutes, it'd get a little pokey, and then it'd be great again. So I just want to let you guys know that. Who all is here? Let's see. Tina, Bonnie. Uh, who else is here? Let's see. Okay. So good. I have a few minutes. Did you notice I changed the time? Hi. And who is Jerp Jerp? Because I can't remember. Oh, she'll be back. And Leanne. Good morning, Leanne. Don't worry, I just got here. Craziness. That night shift, 3 nights in a row, which is not me. How is everybody? How are you, Bonnie? Angela. Hello. Hello from Knoxville. Guys, you know what? I got to gobble my coffee down. You're going to have to excuse me. It's getting cold now. Mm, really cold. Can I have my technical assistant? I need a refill on my coffee.
Yes, master.
And I didn't even start yet. Yes, master. I'm going to duck down and grab my brushes. I'm so excited. And let's see, what else do I need? Okay, so you guys did your homework because I didn't. So while we're talking and waiting for everybody to join us, I'm gonna prepare my canvas real quick. I like using the airbrush medium. That's my favorite. That's my favorite prep stuff. Ooh, this is a little dirty. I'm gonna have to waste it. I know somebody's talking to me. Let's see. Oh yeah, George got to get my coffee because I'm telling you guys. I mean, I'm like all hyped up because of the party, but I don't work 3 nights in a row. That's just like that's not how I do it. I'm too old for that business. Yeah, we'll call George a technical assistant. TA. So I'm going to throw some airbrush medium on here in the meantime. I hope I didn't adjust my. I might have adjusted my camera wrong where you see my arms. No. Remember, Ange, it's live. Okay. I didn't have time to make a skinny video. A skinny live video. Oh goodness. So anyway, what's new? How's everybody doing? I got an announcement to make as soon as I kind of get my canvas prepped. I'm prepping that and talking to you, but I have to announce the prize winners if I didn't paint over them. You guys are at your honor. You know that, right? I trust all of my fan club members. Yeah, I know. I'm about to stick my brush in the coffee already. Thank you, dear.
Yes, dear.
Anyway, I'm gonna announce the prize winners at some point. It's not gonna be at the very beginning, so you guys are gonna have to hang tough. And the reason why I'm saying everybody's at their honor is because I'm going by who jumped on my page, my fan page first, and made it clear they were there and joined or whatever. And so that's what I'm going by. So I watched right at that 4 o'clock moment. Guess I was wrong. What? I missed it. Wrong about what? Wrong, Tina Bonnie. I'm missing it. Okay. Anyway, George is supposed to keep up with the chat and let me know what's going on because, I don't like missing gossip.
This is the delay here or something.
No, it's good. It's good. Is it showing delayed or something? My stream is good right now.
It just popped up. It says, I guess I was wrong.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you might not see it at the same time. So anyway, what I wanted to say was, as far as the winners of the contest is concerned, I could really only go by when you said you're going. And I had to go by who said they were going first, knowing that if they read that they read the rest of the rules, that they had to share their favorite video. So later on, yeah, I don't, you know what? Sometimes these live video settings, sometimes they have the default of my 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and sometimes they revert to some other time like Pacific time. And George caught that this time that it said 3 hours till live time. Just know that my live times are always at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, unless I make it like way in advance that it's gonna be 5 because of some arrangement that I have to change because of a special guest can't make it at 7 because they live in another country like Europe or something. But other than that, it's always at 7 p.m. So even if it says you have 3 hours, you don't have 3 hours. Chances are you have like 5 minutes because a lot of times I don't get this thing set up the final time until just before. So that's how that works. Thank you, Lynn.
Angela,
I'm going to be using I'll announce it when I get to it, but we're starting the canvas out with phthalo blue, ultramarine blue, titanium white mix, and a touch of quinacridone magenta for the background. Did you get your background in yet, Angela? Where are you? There you are. Did you get your background in yet? That's what we're starting with. And then after that, it's my usual colors. It's the usual, the usual. Quinacridone, magenta, brown, whatever you call brown. Now I see why people say that. You know what brown is. We're gonna be using white. I like to use some zinc white or mixing white in this one. That's another one I like to use, but in this particular one, maybe you can get away with some glazing medium. But I'm going to have a little bit of water in here, so yes, I do want some zinc white in here. And I don't know, I'll give you time to put colors out because we're going to be doing this in stages. And a lot of times I'll make a last second switch. So, okay, you have to read to me if the answer is satisfying or if they're mad at me.
Me?
Yeah, you have to follow it for me.
The last thing says, thanks, I'm just watching. That was Angela.
Okay, you have to tell me that because otherwise I'm panicking, like, did you need to know more thing. So you'll have to read those to me. Anything in all caps you'll have to read to me. This is acrylics. Oh, Bonnie got me. Okay, I see you. Okay. So what I did was I put airbrush medium on my canvas first. Sometimes most of the time, especially for these, I just rinse it off first and then dab it dry and give it a chance to dry. And then I put then I start painting. And this time I didn't have time for that, so I used my expensive um, airbrush medium. So, oh, okay, okay. I really, you guys, that I do not mind just chatting and not painting along. I don't mind that. This is phthalo blue, and I know I have a big ultramarine blue somewhere. I don't mind that because that this is the glue. These paint parties love you too. These paint parties are they're the glue. They're just what unites us in what we're going through and what we are trying to accomplish and how we're trying to um, encourage each other. So that's the point of these. It's not necessarily that we have to paint, and it's definitely not to I'm missing a color. It's definitely not to have a competition who's closest to mine and all that stuff. I know if you're new at painting, you have to try to stick close to mine. Um, yes, I found it. So I use airbrush medium because it just gives me a easier, smoother surface. I'm not fighting the surface, uh, and it's better than water. Water does not have the polymers. Water is just water, so it could kind of cause a little bit more of a separation. And airbrush medium is polymer, so it's like a very light, thin, wet clear paint or whitish clear paint. So it does the surface like a water, but it's paint. So you're not going to have to worry about it. Okay. It doesn't really keep it wet longer. It just makes it as if you put water on your canvas first, so that you can so that your paints will glide and not absorb into the canvas so fast, because these are just gone over really quick with the gesso, and so sometimes there's funny spots. So this makes it like where I put my paint on and actually cover the canvas. What are you painting? Oh, I kind of wanted to be a surprise as we go. Are you guys okay with that? If you missed it earlier, I'm Kate from Australia. Okay, okay. I've seen you in other groups. I've seen you in other groups, Kate, and we're very happy to have you join us. Let me just warn you, I'm a bit of a blonde. Don't get offended, you blondes out there. No, you're fine, Bonnie. There is a lot of stuff that does keep the paint open, but the thing I like about airbrush medium is it doesn't really affect the paint to me as much as affects the fact that I'm not like killing myself trying to put paint on the canvas and it's not going anywhere. That's all. So it's kind of like water to me. And this is not a I didn't go to art school, so this isn't an art school explanation. So don't go running off to somebody else saying Angie said. Nobody would do that, right? So I'm just putting my ultramarine blue, my phthalo blue, and a little quinacridone magenta. I am missing someone. I'm missing someone who's always bugging me about when am I painting and what colors I'm using and when am I doing this and when am I doing that. And she ain't here. I know that's bad English. So I'm hoping that she's okay and she'll be able to jump on. And and you guys that are really sticking to the group, no, you know. So yes, I'm talking about you. I'm not gonna say your name, but I'm talking about you. So if you see this in the replay, you'll be like, "Oh, I meant to be there." but nobody be able to hear you. I'm so bad. Oh, my laugh. Am I sounding a little crazy? My mother was very she had a big personality, but she was very proper, and she was like, not the word proper, but she was a classy, very classy person. So she would be like, I would do sound effects. I was like the more I sided more with my brothers than I did with my sister. So I would do the sound effects like to cars and all those kind of things, and my mother would be like, "No, that's not very ladylike." So I'm sure her laugh wasn't my laugh. Was not like the most endearing thing to her about me.
Does it make blending easier?
It's not for blending. It really isn't. It's to me, it's an airbrush product. But for me, as far as painting's concerned, you know how you start painting and it starts missing and it starts sucking up and you feel like you're like killing yourself trying to get the paint on the canvas. To me, this, and I'll show you as I paint. To me, it helps keep that from happening. It's a little wet. It doesn't even care if it's a little wet. Okay, so you see what I mean? You see how that went on there? So this is what I'm talking about. So I added just a touch of quinacridone magenta. So my phthalo blue, my ultramarine blue, and my white are the big thing. And then I hit the brush into some quinacridone magenta. And so I got this right here. This is what I ended up with. All right. And my airbrush medium is still all over this kind of drippy mess, but it's still all over my palette paper. And I don't care because that's what I like about this stuff. It doesn't seem to care what you're doing it with it and what you're doing it for. It doesn't seem to care. I'm going to get a little bit lighter as I go down. And I tend to go catty corner. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but you don't have to do it that way. It just, to me, it adds more movement in the painting because it's a little bit of surprise when you see the variation going catty corner. Go to, yes, you could do Angela Green, but I think there's a few more Angela Green. So I just found this little trick. If you go to YouTube and then um, you hit painting with fibromyalgia, then you get my mug showing up, and then you see one of my videos show up, and then you go to you hit my name, and then it'll be the right Angela Green. This is slowing up. It always slows up after about 5 minutes, just like I said. So we'll give it a minute. I know it's slowing up for you guys. This is where I need you to be able to type.
Right.
Oh, that's what Danielle did. Okay. Slowing up, but will clear up soon. Yeah, George is going to be getting YouTube lessons from the behind the camera scene um, soon. It's just we're both very very busy. You wouldn't think so. George is retired, but um, he's very busy. He's out in the ministry, in the Bible study ministry. So it's not like he's hanging out waiting for me to tell him what to do. And a lot of times I'm sleeping when he's out and about. So, because I work the night shift, for those of you that don't know, and I keep forgetting. So I need to acquaint myself with you. I am a registered nurse. I work in the newborn intensive care. And oh, is the color looking funny? I work in the newborn intensive care, and for some reason, I work the night shift. Don't ask me why. Silly me. I love the people I work with. They're a cool bunch of people. There's never drama on nights. tends to be the case where you click. And so that part I like. It's just a little exhausting, when you get, up in age. It gets a little exhausting. So, and then this time, and I don't work the full 312s a week. I work 312s one week and 212s the next week. And so it was really something special that I worked 3 nights in a row because that's totally not my usual. But they needed help. And every now and then you got to step up to the plate. Is it still bad? Is it still sewing up? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Girl, if you saw me, you would have thought I was in some kind of a magic show getting dressed. Woo! Because I have to get this stuff. I have to get this YouTube stream and all that ready. Even though I have it ready, I always have to get it ready again. So I'm squirting a little airbrush medium. Airbrush medium's not cheap. It comes in, let me show it to you. It comes in a little bottle like this. I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube, so I won't show the name of it, but it's my favorite. I'll just say it's my favorite and the best
Why show it?
brand. I didn't. I flipped it around.
Okay.
But it comes in that thing with the spout, similar to acrylic glazing in those same people's thing. This is what I like about acrylic is you can blend it on the canvas and it's okay. Now I'm going to use a little water because this is a little sticky. I see stickiness. So I see more people are joining. So I kind of don't mind doing that, if painting my background while you guys are joining, because then I'm not sitting here just chatting, and it calms me down, believe it or not, because I have stuff to do. When I did that show, because I don't do craft shows and stuff, when I did that show and I was painting, oh my goodness, that was the best. That was the best thing in the world to paint and not just sit there and look silly. So if you guys are ever involved in that, and I did get that tip to be prepared to do some painting. I got that tip from Cinnamon to paint, but I took it a step farther and I set up a couple easels and encouraged a couple people to join me in painting. So for them, it was a mini paint party, and it kept me from thinking about, oh, is somebody going to buy something? Because they didn't. It kept me from worrying about that stuff and feeling conspicuous, because you know how you feel when you're in a bunch of people, and they weren't all my friends. I only knew one of them ahead of time, and everybody was fine, but it's just that little nervousness you get when you're in a group that you did not put together yourself. Well, it was that kind of thing.
Jennifer says if you don't have that, what, just water? And how long should we let it
If
sit?
you don't have that, then you use a very fine spray of water, or with these cheapo canvases, you can rinse it under the faucet real quick, dab it off with some paper towels, and let it dry for, it only takes a little while for it to dry. A real quick rinse under the faucet. And that's for these little cheapy canvases, because there's something that they put on there, a preservative, to keep it from molding. I think in storage is the last I heard was the reason. And so these things are harder to paint on. So the cheaper your canvas, the harder to get that first coat on. And once you get that first coat on there, um, everything is fine, because you have something down, you know. And this is another thing. One of my favorite paintings that I did not that long ago, I did not have an undercolor under it. And then I did not realize until I was at that show that I held that thing up against the light by accident. And I saw all these little teeny dots of white on there. That was not good. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to go over this whole entire painting over again. And I'm not into that. That reminds me too much of sewing. Sorry for those of you that sew, but it does. That starting all over again thing, yeah, that's not for me. I'm flipping it upside down. Now, this is painting with fibromyalgia. So as we paint, is the stream still bad? Is the stream still bad, Bonnie? Because it looks like it's bad on my end. Let me see if there's a reason. I don't see a reason on my end. But I'm not at the point where it matters that much. So, anyway, I flipped the canvas around to be able to reach without worrying and struggling. I almost always end up flipping it upside down. That's what I'm saying. So I knew that I was getting to the lighter part as I stick my brush in my coffee. I knew I was getting to the lighter part. So I'm keeping it the lighter part. Like, don't get confused as to, the sky gets lighter. And I'm going to be having some water in here. So I'm keeping that in mind as I paint what I'm going to be doing. So when you flip it, don't get confused and start going to the dark side. So anyway.
I guess some is okay.
Oh, okay, it's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it alone because sometimes when mine says bad streaming, it doesn't change its mind. It just leaves it at that because it likes to keep me worried. So, um, so anyway, I'm telling you about a few different things at the same time. All right, so I know this is going to be. Let's see, which of my blues is which? This is going to be ultramarine blue and white more toward the bottom. So, um, so that's what I'm doing right here. Okay. So now I'm going to give this time to dry. I threw some paint on there. It's got some like little doodads of paint. I don't know why. But I try to scrub those out. Okay. I'm a little hard on my brushes sometimes. Okay. So now I'm going to flip this back around. I see some like paint strokes on there. I used to worry about that. People like that because they think it's a print if it's too flat. So I'm not worried about that anymore. I am choppy to you. The chat's slow. The chat's slow. I'm not. See what happens when you write things? You can take it a different way. All right. So I'm gonna hang on. I'm gonna refresh. Hang on. I'm going to refresh. Don't go away. Don't go away. Oh, just when I hit refresh, it got better. Now it's too late. I hit refresh. All right. That's great. Perfect.
But you're doing a good job. Good job.
All right. Just when I said, hang on, I'm going to hit refresh, and I hit refresh, it was too late because it hit the thing got better. Wait, what is this? Okay. It should get better now. I had another screen open. Okay. It will get better now. It will get better in a few minutes. Like 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, it looks smooth because the paint's not like sticking to it. You know, it glides a little better. So it's not really for blending. I don't know if you could use it for blending or not. All I know is my coffee's gonna get cold again. So give me a second. I gotta wait for this to dry anyway. Did it get bad? Because now I don't see the chat or anything. Oh boy. Are you seeing anything, honey? You have to help me out when I'm asking.
I don't see anything.
You don't see the chat?
Okay, Bonnie just popped up.
Oh, I see Bonnie now. How's the stream now, Bonnie? Because it's saying bad on my end. Oh, okay. All right. And how's the stream? Okay, so I'm talking like I'm not in sync. Am I in sync too?
I don't know how the chat could be ahead of live.
The chat is ahead of live. So this part here is ahead of my video stream. And for me, there's always a delay, so I always have to wait like 15 seconds before I see what you guys are saying. Yes, I need my coffee. Whoa. I might not be awake sleep tonight, but it's worth it. And I have cookies sitting here looking at me, laughing at me, but I don't know if I could try that while I'm talking. Okay, I'm still fine. Good. Okay, so I never use the blow dryer anymore. Oh, okay. Okay, thanks Danielle, thanks Tina, and thanks Bonnie. I'm seeing your chat. All right. So here's the thing for those that haven't been with us before, that haven't joined our chat before. Um, Welcome, and I'm happy you're here. Oh, hey there. Everybody's fine that I know about. So, for those that are joining me, you know I cater to people that have a hard time making it through a painting without like feeling worse afterwards. Okay, so I cater to people that have chronic pain, especially fibromyalgia, because that's the one that I know. Okay, so um, what I do is, yeah, I'm gonna need some more coffee too. Actually, I need a warm up. So what I do uh, is I eliminate some things that cause more stress with painting. Now, one of the things I eliminated that I might go ahead and do at some time, because I do love the results when I do it, is I eliminate the need to be very realistic, like photorealistic. I try to eliminate that. And so I need a freer style. And I tend to be somewhat realistic when I need to be, but I like a more impressionistic style, because when you have chronic pain and you so hyper focused on what you're doing, you find yourself freezing in one spot for a long time, and that hurts. And also, you tend to not get up and use the bathroom and get a drink of water and stuff like that. And so that also has an impact and makes you not want to paint again, because by the time all this stuff hits you, you don't look forward to it again. So here's what I suggest. What I suggest is, instead of using a blow dryer and blow drying it, which is fine under normal circumstances, but we're not normal. So blow dryer is great. It's a great thing to be able to do with acrylic painting. But instead of using a blow dryer for our paint parties, what I suggest is go use the bathroom while I'm yakking and this is drying, or go grab some water, stand up and do some stretches and that kind of stuff. And then by the time you're done, this thing is dry enough to paint on. Okay. So I try to lead by example, and sometimes I fall short, and sometimes I have to confess my sins publicly, um, that I fell short, and I was up all night editing or whatever. So this painting is going to go. I wanted it to go. I think I'm gonna keep it vertical. I was going to make this painting go horizontal, but I don't want to mess you guys up by doing that. So I'm gonna leave it like it is.
Go hot.
Thanks. Oh, I needed hot coffee. Oh, so this is what we're gonna do. Does everybody know what a red bud tree looks like? I'm fine. I did all that just before jumping on. But everybody else that has to go potty, because in about 5 minutes, this is going to be completely dry. Is Angela Anderson on too? Oh, Angela Maxwell. Okay. So by the time you go to the bathroom and come back, this would be dry. I'm not trying to talk to you like your little children in kindergarten, but this is like how I do it. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some spring trees. I did the spring flowers already, but now I want to add spring trees. So one of the trees that I thought was very, very beautiful is called a redbud tree. As a matter of fact, well, I don't have I meant to have my phone. I don't know where it is. It's probably not plugged in anyway. But anyway, so I don't have my reference, and that's kind of scary. But I'm going to use I've been staring at them and staring at them and staring at them, and I'm going to try to go by memory, scary thing. And then I'm going to throw in some impressions of some different trees too. So what I want to do is I want to put some water on the bottom, all right? And I want to put my redbud tree here, and then I want to put some of the cherry blossoms, I think it is, those pink blossoms. I am so not a horticulturist, but around the same time I was seeing these pinkish white blossom trees. I want to put those in the background, and I also want to put that light bright spring green in there. So that's kind of what I want to do. I have so much blue gooped up on this thing. That's what I like about airbrush medium too, is you don't have to use so much paint trying to get your paint to stick. So I'm going to put this in my stay. I finally splurged, and I got one of these stay wet palettes, or whatever palette, whatever you call those things. And that one I had in there for so long. And so what I'm going to do is throw my one. You see me cheating, right? Pouring water in here. I'm going to throw this one with the ultramarine blue and the phthalo blue in here and cover it up and start all over again with my palette, because I just can't throw away that much paint. It feels a little bit, it's okay, but I'm not going to throw away that much paint. All right, so what I'm going to put on here is some burnt umber. Oh, apple trees or pear trees? I don't think they were pear trees. I grew up with pear trees, so they must have been, I thought they were cherry trees, but maybe crabapple trees. I saw a lot of them, so I don't know what they were, but they had a pretty nice size pinkish white blossoms on there. I don't know what they were. Anyway, I put my burnt umber. That's the brown I was talking about, because I was having a senior moment and I couldn't think of the word burnt umber. So I'm putting some burnt umber on my palette. And I'm putting some quinacridone magenta on my palette. And let me know if anybody's talking to me. If you want to say something to me, put it in all caps so George can shout it out, because I'm getting busy again. I'm putting some um, titanium white on here. And you guys let me know when you want me to stop. Let me know. I don't know. I might save some things for later. Um, I'm gonna put some yellow on here. I want cadmium yellow because the hands of yellow seems to go away very easily. So let me see what I have. Hands of yellow. Cad yellow. Hands of yellow. I have my own weird way of thinking, and I always let you guys in on it because I don't know. If I want just a little hint of yellow and I don't want like a yellow showing up and I want it to blend really easily, I use the hands of yellow because it disappears. Oh, I love you too. You're supposed to say that out loud. You were testing George, weren't you? How come you didn't say that out loud, dear?
I didn't get to it yet.
Yeah, he didn't get to it.
Tell her I said hi.
Oh, you skipped the I love you, Angie. You skipped that.
Oh, it just came up. Huh.
He knows he loves me. If you want, you could go ahead and use put some phthalo green on there. I will just to play around. Um, or you could make your green using a blue and a yellow and a little white and maybe a little quinacridone magenta to make it kind of pretty and soft. A little phthalo blue. But I'm going to first put some spring green trees in the background. That's going to be my first thing. Well, actually, yeah, that's going to be my first thing. Some spring green trees. So uh, as I mix it, I'll let you know what I'm using. Okay. But this is what I have on the palette. I have burnt umber. I have quinacridone magenta. I got a little carried away. I have some cad yellow. I have some phthalo blue. And I have some titanium white and some phthalo green. Okay, so that's what I have in my background. And that's what I have on my palette. And what I'm going to do is.
Somebody says, ha ha, you too. That's Leanne.
Haha, YouTube is what she's saying. After a while, after you see these, after you get in on these, after a while you start like,
hi everybody.
Who's here?
They're saying hi, George.
Oh, same people.
Yeah.
Okay, they're testing you, babe. They're testing you to see if you're doing the right thing. Yeah. Bonnie said she loves you too, George. How come you didn't answer her?
Oh.
George isn't the mushiest person in the world. He's a little on the shy side. So here's what I'm going to do. Oh, I need a rag. Sorry, I keep getting out of the camera. I need a rag, though. I need to pinch off a little bit. I'm going to go into my burnt umber just to give myself some lines, okay? And maybe lighten it up, put a little phthalo green in there and a little white in there. I just want to give myself a little line that I could follow so that I'm not kind of going too crazy, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this and I'm going to divide it this way, okay? I'm going to divide it this way. And then I'm also going to divide it this way. Okay, that's what I'm doing here. All right, so you guys see that? So I came down a little bit in a slant. And I came up a little bit in the slant. So I have this thing going on. All right.
Can I have a repeat of the colors, please? Okay,
here's a repeat. Now I didn't put phthalo green in my thing, so you might have to make it with blue and yellow. But I have burnt umber. I have quinacridone magenta. I have cadmium yellow. I have phthalo blue, titanium white, and I have phthalo green on there, but it's not necessary because you can make your greens with yellow and blue. That's like we learned that in kindergarten. So that actually is something that I've been able to use now. Okay. So those are the colors. And now what I'm getting ready to do is, because I drew my line here and I drew my line here, I didn't close it. I left about a 3-4 inch gap here, about 3 inch gap. So I made myself a corner on the bottom, and then I made myself kind of a crooked line slanting sort of down at the top. Okay. So this is what I'm gonna do. I am going to make some trees in the background. So I'm dipping into my burnt umber and I'm just going to make some trees here. So here's how I do it. I go from skinny and then I push down harder and make it fat. So this is how I do it. And just like I taught you before, like I was saying before, and as I get a little closer, I get a little bit more obvious with the, but they're still not huge, okay? And I know they don't look great, but that's how I do it. It's impressionistic. They're not going to be the same size. Some will be back here. I just want my lines so that when you start seeing it, you'll know. Let it dry. Don't go back like I just did. Okay? So this is what I'm doing. Okay? Let them dry. All right?
Somebody new just said.
Who's here?
Joanne,
Oh, Joanne's here. Hi. So I'm just making my little impressions of trees right here. Okay? All right? So this is what I'm doing here. Now, I'm taking this same, and it's kind of watered down. It's not, you could put like a smidgen of white in it. Okay, you could put a smidgen of white in your burnt umber. And we're going to do the same thing going down this way. We're going to make this, we're just going to mirror. You see the smidgen of white kind of made it a little less defined. See? We're going to do that. All right. So I put a smidgen of white into my burnt umber, titanium white into my burnt umber. And then this is something else I'm doing. I'm just kind of, don't dip it again. Don't dip it again. I'm just making these little hash marks going across. Okay. Don't worry about it. It'll be all right. Don't get scared. Just little brush strokes going across so it's not so perfect. Now you guess what this part's going to be, right? Did you guess what that's going to be? All right. Then I'm kind of like smearing over it again. Okay. Up here, down here, up here, down here. Just very haphazard. Don't get excited. Okay? That's just setting up. I'm just setting myself up. Now, I'm going to rinse my brush off. Okay? I'm going to drink some more coffee. You have to take a sip of coffee when I take a sip of coffee. Yes, that's a reflection. Okay. We have 3 people in our group from Australia. If you're new, you've never been on here before, say who you are and say where you're from so we can get to know you a little better. Tell us how long you've been painting, if you've been painting for a while or if you're brand new. If you're painting in other groups, let us know. Let us know how you found out about the Painting with Fibromyalgia group. Everyone is welcome and invited to paint along. I just do this for support and encouragement for people with chronic pain. I don't do this to say this is how you must paint. I'm not in direct competition with anybody else because that's my main focus is how to keep painting even though you don't feel good. So my paintings are pretty much beginner paintings because I'm still considered really by many probably a beginner painter myself. So this is paint along. This is encouragement. I do feel a little bit gifted that I caught on to painting with acrylics pretty fast, and I love it, and I fell in love with it. So I'm using that gift for a purpose. Okay. Vancouver. So Mark's from Vancouver, Washington. Vancouver, Vancouver, not Washington. What's
Canada.
WA? But what's WA?
Huh?
What's WA?
Uh,
Vancouver is Canada. What's WA? I'm so bad with geography. Denver, Colorado. Jennifer. Awesome. Oh, Tina, I didn't know you were in Georgia. There's a bunch of people around there. All right. So now I pinched and cleaned off my brush a little bit. I just use these little cheapy brushes. These are they're okay brushes. They're not the cheapest brushes in the world, but I'm hard on brushes. The brushes I really look like, oh, I didn't know that was in water. I think I dripped water in my coffee. Are these brown ones? Um, I use the U-Trick brushes, are what my brushes that I take the best care of. And these are the Simply Simmons brushes that I don't tend to take as good care of. And I know there's some artists that have brushes their own line, but I haven't gotten a hold of them yet. So I'm being very general because there's more than one. So I don't want to sound like I'm endorsing one person over the other. I just dipped my, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Never mind what I just did. I'm going to want to start with a spring green. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking my yellow into my phthalo blue a little and into my titanium white and into my quinacridone magenta just in the corner. And I'm going to I just made myself a really dark, and I don't want that. I'm going to get a lot more white and a lot more yellow. A lot more yellow. Okay. A lot more yellow. I'll tell you when I get there. So what you end up, you have a lot of yellow, a touch of phthalo blue, some white, and just a touch of quinacridone magenta until you get this really springy kind of color of 2017 Pantone color of green. Okay, this is a very springy green that I really, really, really like. I might even add a touch more white to it. It's like, hello, it's spring. All right. I'm going to pinch it off so I don't lose my color and it might even add a little more yellow to it. All right. So here's what I'm going to do back here in the very background. I'm going to just make some green impressions, okay? So I'm going to make some green. Ooh, I like that. Here's the color. I'm going to repeat. It is phthalo blue, just a dot. Start in the yellow. Go into the yellow. Get a big hunk of yellow. Get a little bit of phthalo blue. Get just a dot of quinacridone magenta. And get some white. And you end up with this really springy green. And I'm just going to dot like this. Just going to, whoop. I made the dots a little big, but I'm just going to dot like this. And this is my background. Okay. These are my background colors, okay? These are my background colors. So I need a little more yellow because I don't want them to be too... Now I'm going over it with my yellow. I dipped into the yellow because you don't want it to be all one boring color. Okay, so there's your background. And that's my blend. That's my blending, guys. That's it. That's as far as it goes.
You got a new one.
Okay, you have to tell me who the new one is.
Deliberately creative.
Oh, I know. That's Stephanie. Stephanie, right? Is it Stephanie? Hi. Yes, it is Stephanie. Hey. Hey, girl. Oh, thanks for joining us. So I'm dotting in my spring green trees, Stephanie. This is going to be spring into summer, but we're still with the spring and the trees are changing. So like I'm not ahead of the time with the seasons. I am like what already happened and what's kind of happening now. These trees are changing. I'm getting bigger and bolder, closer to my right side, okay? Getting bigger and bolder here. We're leaving some space for the birds to fly through. Okay.
Everybody's going to Australia.
Everybody's leaving? They're going to Australia? Nobody's taking me. Stop by and see my son and my grandchildren. Stop by and see them. All right. So, how's that looking so far? Let me look on here and see how it's looking so far. So, that's that. Now, what am I going to do now? What about down here? So, down here, I'm going to add a little bit of more white to it so it's more subtle. A little bit more white. And I'm mixing it onto here. I grabbed some of that what I used and I'm putting a little more white into it so it's more subtle. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go down here and I'm doing the same thing down here. Okay, doing that down here. And down here, I totally don't want it to be obvious. Actually, I like this side better than that side. I know that was strange looking, right? I do what I gotta do, folks, you know? I don't sweat the small stuff. I do what I gotta do. Okay, so this is I need a little bit more of a yellowish color. A little white, a little yellowish. Okay. Oh. Okay, so I'm still working with the same colors. My phthalo blue, my barley, my cad yellow, my this is what I'm going to do so I don't confuse myself. I'm making my trees in the water, okay? Okay, and this side the trees are bigger, don't forget. Okay? So they don't go across that line because that's where the water ends. Okay, that looks better. That looks better. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this brush while and I'm going to even wipe it off more. I'm going to wipe it into this light color. I may add a little yellow to it, and I'm going to wipe it off a little bit more onto my palette paper on a fresh, clean spot. And I'm going to kind of go like this. I don't want it to be so distinct. Now there's hardly anything on my brush. I might have to dip it in the water. I really don't want much in my brush, but I just kind of want to make it a little bit more watery. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm making it a little watery. That was a little too obvious. I don't want it too obvious. But I'm drawing some lines across it. And with that, I'm also dotting over it just to make it look more like a reflection. Okay? And this. Okay? How's that, guys? So you kind of got that? Now I'm going to go back into my brown here. Dip it in some water, not my coffee. Dip it a little into the green, a little bit more into the brown. And I'm kind of, well, I want to not just have the trees on the bottom. I also want to put some little bit of lines here like that. Okay. Just random lines like this. Oh, that was a little big. And then because that was a little big, I'm just going to take that greenish color and just dab a little, tone it down. Okay. So did you see what I did? I don't know if you got that. Did you guys get that? You see what I did? I'm trying to smear it up because this is the water and that's not the water. So I'm going to turn it back over. I was blocking it with the blocking the camera by accident. All right, so let's see. Any questions so far? Yep, I left some room for the birds to fly through. uh, so okay, Bonnie. Um, so that's what I did here, and pretty soon I'm going to be adding some more stuff down here, so the trees are not going to look like first grade trees. Now, let me know when you guys are tired and you want to stop because we could make part two at any time, you know? Or you can stop. Thank you, Stephanie. You can stop if you want and let me continue, and I'll keep recording and we can keep chatting. And then you could start part two on the playback, part two and part three on the playback. So let me know. I'm feeling pretty good. So thank you. So let me know what you want to do. I'm thinking if you want to stop, this is a good stopping point, and I'm just going to keep going with it. However you want to do it. But I do want to encourage breaks. I do want to encourage everyone to stop when they need to stop. All right. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Leanne. And sometimes I can't catch everybody on here, so if I missed you, it was totally not on purpose. All right. So I'm going to keep going with this, okay? And if you want me to stop, yell and put it in all caps. Put in all caps if you want me to stop. All right. So I'm going to go into my white first. I still have some white and some quinacridone magenta. And a lot of white and a little quinacridone magenta. All right. And I'm going to make some trees in here, some blossoms in here. All right. And this part, this side up here it's already drying. It's already dry. I'm not going into that. Okay.
Jennifer's taking a Chinese break.
Okay, that's fine. So here's these those trees I was talking about. All right. So I did go up in there a little bit. But these are those trees. I am going up. I'm trying to avoid the green a little bit. But I did go up into there. Okay. So I wanted to put a few of these in here. Not a lot necessarily. Because my tree that's going to be over here, I do want the backdrop of green. I don't want a backdrop of pink behind this tree because it will clash. So I did this up here. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to do the water reflection. Okay. So I have to think about this. So the water reflection, the green is going to be closer to the shoreline. All right. I mean the pink. So I'm going to do this over here. I don't want it to line up perfectly because then that's a little corny and I don't know if it would do that. So I'm not cleaning my brush off. I am totally not cleaning my brush off because it's a reflection. All right, I might flip it around a little bit to vary my color, but that's it. So there's my water reflection. Don't overdo. So you seeing that? You see how that's kind of coming to life? I want to put a little bit of some shrubbery down here. So I'm going to dip into my phthalo green with the same brush, and I still have some of that spring green on it, and I dipped, not phthalo green, phthalo blue. I dipped into the phthalo blue, and I still have. So here's my phthalo blue up here. Here's my green mix that I use for the leaves, which is still wet. And I'm going to make a little bit of greenery right here. So here's my greenery. All right, here's my greenery, and some of it is, and then I just follow the lead of the brush. My leaves are growing as I paint. Okay, my plants are growing. I become the painting. I don't want it to be too much the same. I don't want it to be too corny. So I might skip in order to keep that from happening. Okay. I might make a little feeder tree here. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to go into I'm going to go down here and do the same thing and just do the reflection opposite.
Leanne says it's breakfast time here.
Is it breakfast time? Leanne cuts out at breakfast time. I'm going to tell you something.
My daughter is taking me out to breakfast for Mother's Day.
Oh, awesome. She still cuts out for breakfast time. Breakfast is one of her most important meals, right, Leanne? Awesome. Have a great time. Say hi and thanks to your daughter for us too. Okay? Because we like when our daughters and when our kids treat us nice. Oh, hint, hint, if you're on here, Elena. So I just went up and I went down. I went down into the water. I went up because it wasn't complicated. And I just did a mirror thing. And our brains do a mirror thing anyway. I'm going to touch into the yellow. I still have a teeny bit. I am not cleaning off my brush. Okay. Then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to, I wanted that feeder tree here. So just a little bit of, playing around over here. Very impressionistic. See, my dirty brush is paying off. Ooh. All right, and I'm coming down a little bit here. See that? Because it's got yellow on it. You see, I went down here. Okay? All right. Well, so what's everybody want to do?
Leanne wants to go to breakfast.
Leanne's going to breakfast. Okay, how about everybody else? What time is it?
Jennifer's eating Chinese.
Jennifer's eating Chinese. Am I the only one painting? Because if I'm the only one painting, what about Tina? Tina, what you doing, Tina? Because she usually paints with me. Tina is my number one fan. I always rub that in everyone's face. I only say that because Tina's pretty much painted everything that I painted. So I love you all, but Tina, man, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to go get Tina and take her out to breakfast. Oh, thank you. Oh, she's not talking to me. I'll say thank you anyway. And I saw ocean waves. I'm like, oh wait, that wasn't me.
Tina says, I'm here painting.
You're painting? What do you want to do, Tina? Since you're the only one painting, tell me what you want to do. You want me to keep going or you want me to stop? I'm having fun with this now. I tell you the truth, I did not know the details I was going to do on here. I just knew I wanted some spring trees, and I wanted a redbud tree to be the biggie. That's all I knew. Oh, you're the one that's painting with your non-dominant hand. You're Kate, right? Ah, let me know how that works. Let me know how that's going for you. That's an exercise that we should all try. It really is. She's going to keep going. All right. I'm letting you guide the way, number one. I'm playing favorites. Okay. I'm going to need I need my technical man because I have to switch water and this is now in my way. And I need a coffee warm up. I'm going to drip all this poison into my coffee. So if you could throw some more water in there, and if you could take this first cup of paint water with you. Thank you so much, dear. You see my technical assistant?
What am I going to do with this?
You're gonna refill that up with some clean water. That would be great.
Okay.
All right. I'm getting really much better with the delegating. I never was a good delegator. It really never was. It was never a good thing. Even when in any place I've ever worked, I was never good at telling people what to do. Even though when I do, I'm always trying to be really nice about it. Okay, Kate, where are you at? Oh, Kate, you still painting? Okay, Kate, how you doing? You want to keep going? Going okay at the moment. All right. Don't forget to take a break when I break. Don't forget. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm kind of scared because I want it to be like what I have in my head. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in my ground down here. So I'm going to take this same phthalo blue, which is starting to get a little old. And this green's starting to get a little old, but I don't want to start all over again. And I want to make this down here. And I might, on the same brush, put a little bit of burnt umber. And I'm going to make my little mess right here. So I'm going to do this. I'm just going to kind of, the reason why I'm dashing this, I'm going to turn it upside down. Hello. The reason why I'm dashing this is because I want the mixture of colors. So I want the green, and I want the phthalo blue, and I want the brown, all on the same brush, okay? So that's why I'm dashing instead of painting. Okay, so little that, little that, little this. And so I'm just throwing my greens and my browns and my phthalo blue on this brush. I want this corner on the dark side anyway. So I'm making my dashes here. And I like what the little brown comes in. I like that coming in. Okay, so this is and in a minute I'm going to do something really cute on here. So this is my ground down here in this corner. I do want to cover that. I don't want that line that I drew oops, to show up. If I go in here, that's fine. That's fine. So it's my color variation is disappearing, and I don't want that to happen. Okay. So every now and then my color variation starts to disappear. That just means I need to go back into a contrasting color and fix that. I'll go back into my brown. And where I have my dashes, I want to keep those dashes. I don't want to blend that in too much. Okay? I'm not letting the birds fly through the ground, so I don't want the blue to show on this section, but I do want my brown to show and my dark blue to show and my green to show. I do want those variations. I just don't want the what we do to the trees. I don't want that to happen where my undercolor is showing through. If I'm making any sense to you. If I'm not and you have questions, bye, Leanne. Have fun. Have lots of fun. Bye, Mark. Okay, Mark. Bye. Take care. Thanks for stopping. Okay, so there we go. So I did my little kind of, I don't know how to call it, what you call it, my little abstract ground right here. And then pretty soon I'm going to add like some little dots of like dandelions and the little white little flowers that pop up in the wintertime. I'm going to be doing that too. Okay. So, and I definitely want the dark phthalo in the corner. I like the really dark dots in the corner. Okay. So if you have any questions, let me know. But I'm just dotting in some greens and some browns and some phthalo blue. I'm just dotting them in. Okay. Dotting them in here so you don't see my line. Okay. So you got that? Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. I'm looking to see what you can see. Okay, I got to clean this up. Clean these corners up. All right, because I don't want to have to go back into all these colors when I paint the sides. That would be very annoying. All right, so I'm pretty much there. All right, so I'm going to need, all right, so here's my thing now. I have to switch this out. I'm going to be putting a skinny tree trunk on here, so I'm going to flip it back this direction. And let's see what's going. Thank you, Bonnie. Okay. So give me a second. I got to take a sip of hot coffee while it's hot because I keep forgetting. What we're going to need too on this palette is zinc white. I hope you guys have some zinc white because it's going to be hard to tell that that's water without it. I'm going to be doing that at the very end. All right. So just letting you know.
This is gorgeous so far.
Thank you. All right. Now something else I want to do with this is I want to take these greens and I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to be done with this green because it's all drying out. But I don't want it to be like nothing is happening over here. No, I'll do that later. I'll do that later. I don't want to, I almost got mixed up. No, not me. Okay. All right. So let me know what you think. I need a brown. My brown, every now and then you might need to spray your palette. If you're new, spray your palette with water. Eventually it might be what you call done. But I am really cheap when it comes to paint, so I don't ever want it to be done. There's no assistant there. You're gonna have to hire you an assistant. Go find you a teenager down the street. Hmm. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make kind of a skinny because these redbud trees, they're not like real big fat trees. So I'm gonna make a skinny branch or a trunk going this way. I need my all right, so hang with me. I'm letting this dry a second. If you have to go to the bathroom, I gotta find something real quick. Um, like my phone. Did I use your phone? Did I use your phone, babe?
I don't know. What?
Do you know where your phone is for my redbud tree?
It's right here.
Oh, can I see it? I just gotta refresh my memory because I don't want to get it wrong. Not for you guys. I'm just looking at my reference real quick. I don't get tied to the reference. I get it in my head. But I might have used George's phone. No, I used mine. Yeah, I used mine. All right, well, I'm just going to go from my head if you guys trust me. Oh, oh. Do you know where mine is?
No.
It's either on the bed or it's in my purse, but I think it's, I don't know. It might be in my purse. But it needs plugging in. But I can still work on the branches in the meantime. Is everybody lagging now? Everybody's lagging? You got time for it to clear up. It's going to clear up. I believe it's going to clear up. Okay. So I'm going to make my redbud. I'm going to make it this way. I'm going to start kind of in the middle, and it's going to be not much pressure. I don't want you to miss it. Am I gone? It's gone? Really? Okay, I'm refreshing. Don't go away. I'm refreshing. I just refreshed. Okay. Okay. Oh, hi, Sherry. No, it doesn't matter where you charge it. Like you can charge it on yours. You can charge it in where we normally charge it because it's not going to be ready yet. Okay. So is it back? Okay, I might have to change things. I might have to change things. Okay, let me go back. Hang on. Oh, it is back? Oh, okay. Am I buffering? Oh, okay. All right. Then I'm not going to change anything. Because if I try to fool with it now, then you'll lose me for sure. Okay, so I dipped into my burnt umber, and I'm going to start here, wherever I said I was going to start. And I'm going to make kind of a skinny branch, but less pressure here. And I'm going to put more pressure on it down here. So it's kind of like that. I'm going to go over it one more time. More pressure down here. Okay. This is burnt umber. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to go up this way. So it's going to go like this. Like that. I don't want the, all right. Have to dip in a little water. I forget that sometimes, or it's not going to flow nice. Okay. So I don't want my branches to be bigger on top than they are on the bottom. So I'm just going to make this just a little bit bigger. Fan it out a little bit. Just a little, because it's not a big hardy tree. It's more of a shrubby kind of tree. All right. So a little bit of pressure here. More here. Where's my wrong kind of brush? I want to use this brush. My angle brush. Okay. I'm like, why am I having such trouble? Okay, same thing. I want to go here and put more pressure as I go down. Angle brush is so much nicer. I want to go here. More pressure as I go down. I want to go here. And I'm just now making skinny, attaching to the, but everything kind of goes up on these things. Everything goes up. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but now I'm making the skinny branches that go to the other branches. All right. So everything kind of goes up. It's a very happy looking up kind of tree. If that makes any sense. Okay. That's the kind of tree it is. Nothing is hanging down. Everything is going up, 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 up. And it just kind of goes like that. So I made my skinny branches and I made them a little thicker by pressing harder as I go into the tree. And then off of that, I make more skinny branches going just a tiny bit harder. And I go lighter and lighter and lighter. One branch feeds off of another branch. Okay. Oh, is Yvonne with you? Yvonne, is Yvonne on the live? That would be awesome. So that's what I'm doing, guys. I'm kind of going up in here with my that's what I'm doing. And I'm just kind of going up here like this because this is a happy tree and that's kind of what I'm doing. Okay? It's something I just started noticing recently. I don't think I noticed them any other summer. Like, what is that? What kind of tree is that? I love it. Now, my quinacridone magenta, I actually have to move the skin off because I waited so long to play with it. I want to mix my quinacridone magenta with my brown. That's what I want to do. My quinacridone magenta with my burnt umber and my white. So I have quinacridone magenta, burnt umber, and white. And don't be afraid to put the burnt umber in there.
Sherry says she just left her house. That's why she
Oh, okay. Oh, I hope she joins. Does she have chronic pain too? Like, who doesn't? But does Yvonne have it too? So I'm putting my burnt umber, quinacridone magenta. Oops, I got a little green in there, but that's all right. And white. I need more white. Okay, this is gonna be, and I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared, guys, but I think I could do this. But I really love those trees and I want it to be correct. These are gonna be tiny little blossoms, and it's redbud, so it's gonna be tiny little blossoms. I want a little more quinacridone magenta than I have. So I'm playing with this color right here. All right, it's not quite right. Almost. Almost right. I want a little bit quinacridone magenta, a little more. Okay, I think that's right. I have a gooey little mess, so I'm going to pinch off my brush. All right. And it's going to almost be impasto looking. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm flipping my angle brush over so I have the corner. And I'm just going to, I need more white. I'm just going to follow the branches, which is normally what we don't do, but we do with this one. The buds are going to be on the top part of the branches, not the bottom part. I studied it enough to try to see what makes it look different than the others. So I have a dot of this I don't remember what you call it color, my brown and quinacridone and white, and I dotted some white in there to make it stand out, and I just want a tiny dot above the branches, and I'm following up. I'm going uphill with it. I'm going uphill, and that's what I'm doing. Okay.
Sherry says, yes, she said so, and how much painting relaxes her. Our house is full of her paintings.
Oh, nice. That's a nice to know. That's too light. Do you see what I'm doing? I don't know if you can tell. It's not, I have to, now this part here is a little bit tedious. Um, but the more I start filling in, the more you'll see what I'm doing. It's just not filled in yet. But I just want this color and I want it mixed. Okay. And I'm here. And I think I'm getting it. I think I'm getting that. I might go back and stick a little more white on here when I'm done filling in all the pieces. But I'm making little dots, not the big blossomy things that you would see on those, whatever those cherry trees or whatever those were that I was seeing before. You won't see those big chunky things. These are tiny, tiny, tiny. Okay? And that's why I wanted the green in the background, because I wanted you to see these tiny, tiny, tiny things. Okay? And especially here, I want them to show up here on top of the green. I got too much bounce in this canvas. What's everybody saying, honey? Because I don't want to be bored.
That's it.
I'm nosy.
What I just said about that was the last thing.
Is everybody else there? Bonnie, you hanging tough? Everybody went to sleep? Where is everybody? Okay. This is the Redbud part. Tina, you there? I don't want to make her have to type if she's painting. But these are tiny, tiny little buds. Okay? And I might make one go down a little bit. Tiny, tiny. Okay, I put a dot of the brown because I couldn't see. So I put a dot of the brown on my brush. It was blending too much in. So I put a dot.
Says, I'm here.
So I put a dot of the burnt umber on my brush. See, so that you could see. Otherwise, you couldn't see them. They were blending in too much with the pink background. It's all about the contrast. It really is.
J-Roo, she's hanging in. Angela's
Oh, okay,
here.
cool.
Bonnie's hanging
Yay!
in.
I thought I lost everybody. Every now and then I go through this little panic thing. Where'd everybody go?
Sherry's relaxed.
Everybody's relaxed.
Maybe Sherry fell asleep. I don't know.
Sherry's sleeping. She just got home. She can't be sleeping yet. Oh gosh. Okay. Yay! So it's starting to look like I wanted to. Don't worry. I know this is like a little too overkill with the brown, but I needed that contrast. I'll go back. Don't worry. I'll go back. But I needed some contrast there so you guys could see this. If you can't see it, it might as well not be there, right? And so the brown is going to look like branches when I go back over it with the pink. So don't worry, it's not going to look weird.
Angela says she's loving the colors.
Are ya? Yay.
Danielle's still there.
Danielle's here. Oh, everybody's there. Thank you, guys. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I'm enjoying this painting.
And Bonnie says the same thing.
The
Very
bad part
relaxing.
about enjoying a painting is somebody else is going to want it. That's never good. Okay, so I'm putting more. I need more on these bottom. I need more on these bottom ones here. I don't want it to look too branchy, because the branches are like the blossoms are the branches. Seriously, you don't see as much. You see a lot of branches. I mean blossoms when you look at these trees when you go by. It looks like the tree is made out of blossoms. That's what caught my eye. I thought that is so beautiful. So I just want a little bit of beauty to show through this. Okay, just want a little beauty here. Oh, and I might need a little bit more.
It's the first I've seen Cindy Jackson.
Oh,
So pretty. Nice job.
Thank you. Okay, and I need to go down this way. That's nice. How many people are with us? Bonnie, how many people do we have? Can you see a number? Does it show up on ours?
For me?
Yeah.
No, I don't see that.
How many are attending or whatever? It should be by where the picture of below where I show up.
Your picture?
Yeah, it should be below where I show up on it.
You don't have a picture.
You don't see me at all painting? Scroll up. You don't see me painting at all? Yeah, you need to scroll up. The chat's on the bottom. All right, and then I'm gonna put a little piece down there just to show.
Oh, it's telling me I'm running out of battery.
Oh, and now I got my white again, okay, because I want this to show up in the painting, so I have my white again. And I'm going to follow these same things with my white. Just a dot, 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 dot. Just so that you could see what's going on. You see some contrast. Just a dot. So I did the pink, the quinacridone. I did the brown. Now I'm into the white. Pinch it off because you don't want big things. You just want the tiny, tiny, tiny. I'm back into the white. Okay, just so you can see what's going on here. Okay. That's kind of, I don't know. Now I have to look at that from there. How's it looking, guys? And I want to go over where the brown is because I don't want it to be brown. I just want it to be more pink. I mean, not pink, but I don't know the name of this color. I can't remember. Can't remember the name of the color. And I'm going to go into my white one more time. pinch it off. I definitely want to go into my white. Pinch it off. It's a dirty white because I got some other stuff on it. Pinch it off real good. And I want to hit these again one more time just so that you can see them. Highlights. Okay. And I think I'm going to do a little bit more of this thing. All right. I think I'm just about, now don't forget guys, I have to do this into the reflection, and after I do it into the reflection, then we're going to have to do the zinc white, and then we'll be done. We'll totally be done. Okay. So you get this? I don't know. Now let me bring it a little closer to the camera. Hoping I have it so that you can see it in the camera. Now I'm going to have to hold this here a second because it's going to take me a little while for me to see it on my end. Or what I might have to do is, I think what I might have to do is change and transition so you guys could, I'll take me out of it and I'll transition so you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay. All right. And I think I'm going to transition again and make it a little bit more close up. Zoom it a little bit more. I'm working on it. And let me hit transition. Okay, so it's looking a little bit, now you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to keep it like this. Is Elena here? Hi,
Elena. Elena showed up?
Yeah. Don't forget we have to do this at the bottom. Now at the bottom, add more white because I don't want it to be this, what do you call it? Ugh, I got a mess here. Let me put some more titanium white on here. My palette is messed up. I need to put some more white. What's Elena saying?
No.
Yay! Wow! Joanne! Who else is here? You gotta name all these people, babe, because I don't even know.
I can't find this station.
Oh, you lost everything?
Yeah.
Oh, we have to get it back.
I'm trying.
I'm gonna get some water on my paintbrush because I got a big mess. And now what I'd like to do is I'd like to reflect the tree down here, my big tree, a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Okay? So I'm going to put it down here a little of my tree reflection, a little bit of my blossoms. I'm going to put my blossoms down here a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to do that. And then what I'm really going to do, so you can barely see it, you know what I mean? You know how I do my little smudgy thing? Okay, that's all. Now at the very bottom, here's what I did. I just did a few little smudges lightly down here. And then what I'm going to do is put a few dots right here by the tree. I don't know if you saw that. I got a few dots by the tree. Did you see that? Can you see? I got a few little dots by the tree of the pinkish color. All right, dirty brush. Don't get off fresh and make it stand out. I don't want it to stand out. I'm going to take a little of the burnt umber. No, I'm not going to do that yet. Now I need my zinc white. I got to find it. Zinc white's got to be in here somewhere. I need my zinc white. All right. What's everybody saying? Where's everybody? Yeah, hit like and subscribe, Elena. I can't believe my daughter's not subscribed. Elena's my daughter in case. Ah, here's my zinc white. In case nobody knows. Woo. Now, this is important. I should have done it before the tree, but that's all right. So this is kind of important. Try not to hit the tree blossoms when you do this, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush and I am going to make titanium white streaks. I mean, zinc white streaks. Oh, I have a dirty brush with pink in it. Let me rinse that off a little bit. That's so wrong. Okay. Anyway, it's got a little pink in it. It's better if it had a little blue in it. I think I might just dip it in the, yeah, I wanted more of a blue cast in it than I have a pink cast. So anyway, I have that my dirty brush from the quinacridone color that I used for the tree. I wiped it off, but it didn't all come off, so it changed my zinc white into a pinkish white. I just took a dot of my phthalo blue to put a little bit more blue into it. But anyway, this is zinc white. All right? And put a little water in it. It's zinc white, but it's a dirty zinc white. If that makes any sense to you guys. All right? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make some streaks across the water here. So you remember my trees? These are reflections, these trees down here. So you don't want the streaks to look all perfect. So I've got my brush in a line instead of, and I missed the tree. You don't want the tree in this tree in the water, and don't forget to get this side. Okay, so that side has to have it. This side has to have it. Dip some water into your zinc white. All right, and these trees have to have it. Try to miss the blossoms on the redbud tree. This has to have it. Okay, and so you see where I smeared some of that on there? I need a little bit more water. But you see where I did this smearing thing? And this got a little too obvious. Okay, and this, I want that over the little blossoms on the very bottom. So there's your zinc white. There's your water. There's your tree. Put a little of the dirty zinc white on here for this part. That's all water. That's water too. Okay, so we're just streaking a little on here. That's a little too obvious. Streak a little on here. Okay. All right, so there we go. Guys, I think we're done. All right, now I'm going to bring it up a little closer so you can see the tree part. Okay. You see the redbud tree? I'm going to bring it out so you can see the water. Okay. See the water? See the top? Okay. Then I'm going to get all the way out here. Okay, honey, I see all caps. You got to read to me. You lost it?
Yeah.
Okay, now I got to scroll up because people are talking to me. George lost the chat. Sorry, guys. Let me go back. Will you ever get Super to send donations for more supplies or addresses for Happy Mail? I'm gonna work on that, Joanne, because yeah, I'm getting to that point. So I don't think I could do super chat because you have to have, believe it or not, a lot of subscribers. But I believe on the group, I believe there might be a message thing for send money or whatever. I'll figure all that out. I don't want to put anybody under any pressure to do that, but I am definitely going to try to figure out something because, yeah, I'm getting to that point where I need to replenish. I haven't been to the art supply store in a long time. So, I will figure out something where if you volunteer and you want to do something, I'll allow you to do that. That's very hard for me to do. You guys know that. But I'm going to try to make it where if you want to do that and you're so kind that you want to do that, I'm going to try to open it up so that you can do that. Okay? I'll try to do that. I see some little fixes. There's always little fixes, guys. There's always little fixes to do, you know, with these things. I don't want like blank sky space and stuff like that. So I just dipped into some dirty yellow, over here, and gonna mix it with some burnt umber, some more little streaks right here. Smudge it, you know, and then put some more of that dirty yellow. And then I think I'll be finished. But there was there was a little too much. There was a little too much, same thing here. There was a little too much, where it was just a little too much space here that okay, so I had to make that look a little messier right there. I didn't want too many blue spots that look like I call it kindergarten. Okay. Okay. So I was just fixing some of those. All right. Other than that, I kind of like it. I think we're good. I really think we're okay. I'll fix a little bit of this so I have a little bit of blue. And I'm going to call it a day. I think I'm going to sign it. All right. I think we're done. Let me make it come out a little bit and so I can talk to you because I always have to talk to you before I sign off. You are very welcome. Thank you. Same to you, Angela. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you very much. Let's see. I got to scroll up because I might have missed some of that you guys were saying. You guys have a beautiful rest of the weekend. Elena missed most of it. You'll be able to rewind. Oh, I have to announce the winners. I forgot. You guys almost let me forget to announce the winners. Okay. So the winners, as far as I could see, because I was watching for that first hour, are Sherry, Danielle, and Barb Moore. You guys are the winners of the contest. Okay? So you guys followed the rules. As far as I know, you shared because you told me your favorites. And somebody told me their favorites. So that indicated to me that you did everything according to directions. So the winners are first place, Sherry Waters. Second place, Danielle. I saw Danielle's name and that's what made me almost forget. Danielle Stevens. And third place, Barb Moore. Okay, so I'm going to message you for your addresses. Let me know if you painted along. Let me see what you came up with. Let me see how yours looks. And I'll try to take a better picture of mine so you can see how it really looks. Woo! Congratulations, guys! Yay! Now, there are some of you that are loyal followers. You know what? I'm not going to forget you. All right. We're going to have plenty more opportunity. I tried to make sure everybody was home from work. So I'm going to have some more giveaways. So don't you worry. Okay. Don't you worry. I'm going to make sure that you all have more opportunities. Okay. Congratulations, you three. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing, liking my page, subscribing, and finding me in my fan page. All of that stuff that you guys did. Thank you very much. All right. I appreciate all of you. Okay. Good night, all. Mwah, 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 mwah. Kisses. Good night. Thank you. Bye bye. Yay. I'm glad you're happy, Danielle. All right. Love you all. Take care. I'll see you in the group if you're around. Okay. Thank you very much. You too. All righty. Bye bye.